Hey y'all, I'm back. And this week I needed some direction. If you watched my video about my wander year, I didn't have much direction. And two of the directions I gave myself was to hike and to strength train and to run. Because last year, you get to see him. Look at him. He's right there. He's gonna hide again. Last year I got into strength training and running. The thing is, though, I didn't really have an end goal. My end goal was kind of like, I'd like to be able to run like at least a mile. And then to strength train, I just wanted to get stronger. There was no real end goal. It was literally, I was just doing it because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to exercise. And my doctor told me to start strength training because in 2020, when I turned 30, I gained a bunch of weight. And I just, no matter what I've done, no matter how well I've eaten, no matter how strict my diet has been, I cannot lose the weight. And so she suggested strength training, and I really enjoy it. But with that, there was no real direction, no training that I was going to last year with the strength training and the running. It was just like move forward. And really, I would say last year was about consistency, which it wasn't perfect consistency. I would say what I learned a lot about last year was like, once you fall off, like, it's okay to reset. Like, it's really okay. Because I fell off probably 5 times last year and I reset every time. It would take me like maybe a couple weeks, sometimes a couple of days, other times it took a month. But it was like, when I got my concussions, it was a little harder. At the end of the month, you can really see where I like wasn't working out as much. I was trying, but it was really hard. And sometimes you just need to let your brain and your body rest. Excuse me. So that's what I did. I've been watching a lot of like 75 hard, 75 soft, 75 medium videos. Which I have thoughts on about like this whole mental toughness thing. Like, to me, you can't be mentally tough unless you're emotionally tough. And if your emotions are all over the place, if you're always depressed, if like your emotions are really in the driver's seat all of the time, you're not really going to be mentally tough. And I would say that there's not a lot of emotional focus in the 75 hard or any of this. Like, I haven't seen many 75 challenges, like even ones that are remade, that actually focus on emotional health. There's no kind of like, I've never seen one with like a meditation. I've seen them with journaling and stuff, which is great, but like, you need, like, there's more to mental health than just journaling your feelings. And so I just like, I've always had a really hard time because I don't feel like it's actually a mental toughness challenge. I feel like it's more of a physical toughness challenge with some mental aspects to it. But like, you can't be mentally tough without being emotionally tough, and there's no emotional toughness aspects to that. And also, to me, I don't want to be emotionally tough. I don't want to be in control of my emotions. What I want to be is compassionate to myself and be able to get through something without having to like degrade myself. And so I wanted something that was like the 75 hard, in that it added like workouts and strength training and water and nutrition. But I wanted something that if I got sick and I missed 2 days, I didn't fail it and have to start over. That to me is just like, can you imagine being 70 days into a 75 hard challenge and then getting the flu so bad that you're vomiting and you can't do a workout and you fail the challenge? Not because you're doing something wrong, but because your body got physically sick. to me, oh, that's disheartening. Oh, that sounds miserable. I don't want to do that. So I built something with the help of ChatGPT, because honestly, that thing really helps me with a lot of my like workout stuff, because I can't pay for a personal trainer. They're very expensive, and so I use a lot of ChatGPT to help me build my workouts and stuff. So I wanted something that, like, what I have been trying to do with my workouts this year is focus on being able to hike longer and further. And so I was trying to get about 10,000 steps a day. And I was also trying to do 3 strength workouts a week and then 3 cardio sessions a week. Well, I went into ChatGPT and it was like, what should I do with my workouts? This is what I'm doing. What should I do to like actually focus on hiking? And it only had a couple of suggestions for workouts to add in, like step ups and what was the other thing? What was the other thing? I can't remember. But it only had 2 things to add into my actual workouts of like workout related things. Oh, calf raises. Calf raises. And then it said to change one of my 3 cardio workouts to an incline walk, a 30-minute incline walk. And so I've been doing that. And I'm like, but I'm still watching these 75 hard videos going like, I want a challenge. I want to challenge myself. I need a goal. I need something. Give me something to work towards. Anything at this point. And so I went on to ChatGPT and I was like, this is what I've been doing and this is what I'd like to focus on. Help me build a challenge. So I kind of built like a hiking challenge, but honestly, this challenge could really be tweaked for whatever your needs are. I did it for 30 days. But I'm thinking after the 30 days, it would be so easy to just keep going for another 30 days and make it a 60-day challenge. I tried to make it something that's compassionate and understands that life will get in the way, but that there's still like flexibility and routine. I wanted to make it sustainable so that I could continue to do it even throughout life's challenges. And I ended up realizing that I wanted more than just a physical and nutrition based challenge, and so I added emotional and mental stuff into it. And so it's kind of like a holistic challenge. And I think that's what I'm gonna call this, is like a 30-day holistic challenge. And so let's dive into what it is. So to start off with is like water. I have multiple emotional support water bottles. I always have a clean water bottle. I change them out on the regular. I wash them regularly. And I drink probably 3 to 4 in the summertime, at least 4 in the wintertime, usually 3, 32-ounce water bottles a day. While I've been working out, it's definitely been up to 4. So like I've already been kind of doing this challenge a little bit. One of the days I let myself off, and that's where I was like, man, I really need to put this in a challenge, because I like to challenge myself. And I feel like if I have a goal to work to, usually it's a little less like, oh, I'm not going to do it today. So I'm giving myself that. And so it's going to be 3 water bottles a day of the 32-ounce water bottles. So I'll be getting about 98 or 96 ounces of water. And then I want to do 1 water bottle of electrolytes a day. I have been sweating a lot when I've been doing this, and so I would just want to replace that. I've been really thirsty. I was downing like 5 water bottles, and I was like, I clearly need some electrolytes. So I have only been drinking 1 water bottle of electrolytes and 3 water bottles, so I'm not drinking 5 water bottles like I was originally. So that's just 4 water bottles every day. That's about a gallon of water. So that's about what they do in 75 hard. This is also something that I am taller. I'm 5'6.5", and I also weigh a little bit more. I'm closer to 200 pounds currently. And so it does, like, if you're smaller than me, you don't need 4 water bottles of water every day. Like, that's a lot of water. You're gonna be peeing out every orifice of your body. So just this is where the challenge, like, to me, this challenge can be very, like, flexible, because this is where you could do 3 water bottles or 2 water bottles and a electrolyte if you need it. But, like, base it on your body, like, make it more flexible to you. I'm gonna do a morning workout of at least 30 minutes. Today I had a moment where I was rushed and I only got 20 minutes. And so I am gonna try and flop my workouts around, because I have an afternoon workout of 20 minutes. When I say a morning workout and an afternoon workout, it's almost the same as what I generally see with the 75 hard, which is like a strength training in the morning and then just like a walk in the afternoon. And so I am trying. I didn't want to make this a strict rule, but I'm trying to also make some of these walks outdoors. So not just on my treadmill, but also going outside in the cold elements and getting an outdoor cold walk. So a morning workout of 30 minutes and an afternoon workout of 20 minutes. And the reason I did this is because in order to hit my 10,000 step goal, which is the third one that I have here, which is a 10,000 step goal, I had to do 30 minutes of workout in the morning and then 20 minutes of walking in the afternoon. There was no way I was hitting 10,000 steps otherwise. And that was like fast walking, like trying to get up a sweat. So I had to add both of those in to be able to get to that 10,000 steps. So both my workouts count towards my 10,000 steps. Those are not outside of my 10,000 steps. They are within that. I am just trying to get the goal, actually, after these 30 days would to be up to that 10,000 step count, because, guys, I did a hike yesterday. It's currently being uploaded onto YouTube. You can watch it. And I got to 16,000 steps yesterday, and my hips were aching. I was tired, so I went from 10,000 steps this week to 16,000 steps in one day. That was too much. So the goal, because that was only about 6 miles, the goal is to get to a 10-mile hike. And so I do need to keep upping my step count, which is going to suck because I'm not excited about that. For nutrition, some people might be opposed to how much protein my minimum is, but it's literally, I really don't eat as much as everybody else. I have a low appetite. It's a problem when I see people talk about volume eating. I'm like, how do they do that? I can barely eat like a whole meal. And so, like, I've had actually people comment on how little I eat. Portion control is not a problem for me. And so I actually have to force myself to eat more on the regular. And so currently my minimum is at least 20 grams of protein per meal, because sometimes I only eat 20 grams of protein per meal, and that's all I can fit in my stomach. I do try to eat protein as snacks, so I'm getting more protein in, and I will be doing like a what I eat in a day, but my minimum is 20 grams. I do shoot for more. It does say 20 plus grams of protein, but my minimum is 20. And then my minimum fiber goal is 8 grams of fiber per meal. And so, like, a lot of my meals are heavy vegetable, heavy meat focused. That's pretty much, I eat, I'll add a pasta or rice in there for like, just because it's delicious and it makes a meal. But for the most part, I'm eating like meats and vegetables and eggs. Okay, so yeah, so that's for every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for a weekly checklist, I want to do one hike a week, just one training hike a week. And it's going to be an intentional hike with like an intentional focus. And so the hiking focuses are either distance, elevation, a pace, like moving at a faster pace, or just enjoyment, just enjoying my time. So this week I really just got out there, and it was my first solo winter hike, and so that's what I focused on, was getting out there and not being afraid. Next week I think I'm going to go for elevation, but we'll see how the weather is. And let's see. Next up was with my morning workout, it's either focused on strength or it's focused on endurance of some kind. And so I either do an upper body workout, a lower body workout, or a core workout, which consists of both upper and lower body movements. And I do that. So I do each one of those 1 day a week. So it works out to 3 days. And then I do 3 days of like a cardio, endurance, or incline walking. And so 1 day a week I do 30 minutes of incline walking, which really, man, that gets your heart rate up there, just really gets you going. And then 2 days a week I have been trying to run more consistent. I've been trying to run. Let's just say I've been trying to run because I'm an asthmatic. And so if you've watched one of my videos, I talked about how when I started running, I could only run 45 seconds at a time twice. So like 45 seconds, walk, and then another 45 seconds, and then walk, and then I was done. I got up to 6 minutes on the treadmill the other day. And then I did, after that, another 3 minutes. So I made it over 9 minutes of running from 2:45. What is that? Like a minute? Yeah, less than a minute of running to over 9 minutes. So I'm feeling really good about where my cardio's been at, and like I'm just trying to get my lungs in a better shape. I still have a hard time on hills, and so I'm just trying to get my lungs healthier. I went to the asthma doctor. He couldn't even give me a steroid inhaler because my lungs are so healthy. He said, just keep using your emergency inhaler. And then we saw my daughter's asthma doctor, and she said, like, make sure you use the spacer because if you don't, you're losing 75% of your medication. And so I've been using my inhaler with the spacer really consistently, and I will say it's really helping, both on and off the trail. For recovery, for all of this, there's going to need to be some kind of stretching. So there's going to be a daily stretching of 5 to 10 minutes. And then, it's like yoga, basically. I do yoga for my stretching. Excuse me. And so on Sundays, this is where it gets a little like loosey-goosey, because on Sundays I would like to give myself flexibility. That's the day I would like to say I can either just do no workouts, no walking, nothing. If my hips just need a break, if I just need to like do my day's tasks and just rest that day, that's fine. Or if I can get in some gentle walking, that would be great too, along with a yoga video would be awesome. I'm going to give myself some flexibility on Sundays. But every day I will be doing some kind of stretching. And I've been doing that for the last couple weeks, and I've already seen increased flexibility. So it's working. And then I move on to like emotions and meditations. And so for every day, there's going to be either a guided 10-minute meditation off of like YouTube, or a self-guided somatic 10-minute meditation that I can do. It's something I do and have done every day since 2023. But it is something that I'd like to make an intentional part of this challenge. I would like to every day journal one good thing about the day before, and then I would like to journal one thing my body did for me the day before. So just two 2 journal prompts, really easy. Takes 5 minutes. I can do it in the morning before I work out. I could do it in the afternoon, whatever. Like whenever. But so those are my 3 main emotions, but then there's like I added a daily reflection. Like I want to ask myself, how did my body feel today? Like if on Sundays I get to Sundays and I walked all day and I'm like, gosh, my body is exhausted. Maybe the next Sunday I take it off and I don't walk and I just rest. Maybe. I want to ask myself what helped my energy, because I will say I'm crashing about 4 or 5 o'clock. I have a cup of green tea, and that really boosts my energy until bedtime, which bedtime for me is pretty early. It's about 7 o'clock. So, I mean, as long as I'm not staying awake from the green tea, I don't mind drinking it. So, no big deal. And then, one adjustment for tomorrow. What would I change about today? What would I do differently tomorrow for my body? And today, for me, is I would not have skipped my warm up and cool down. I thought I didn't have enough time. I ended up having enough time. And then I was guilting myself afterwards, and I'm trying to release that, but also, like, I could have just done it. And so I've tried to just give myself more time in the morning. That. Just give myself more time. This morning, it couldn't have been helped. My cat vomited on the floor twice as I was trying to work out in the gym. And so it was like, oh my gosh, okay, I couldn't have actually helped and given myself more time, because as I was like walking in there to do it, he started like throwing up all over the floor. So like, stuff happens, you know? So that's where this flexibility comes from. I can do my 30 minutes this afternoon since I did 20 minutes this morning. Sleep consistency. So this is another thing that, like, when the 75 hard challenge happens, a lot of people try to like focus on sleep consistency, but it's not a rule in there. And like, at least I don't think it is. I've seen a lot of these videos, and now I'm trying to remember. If it is, correct me in the comments. But I have 2. I'm really good at sleep hygiene, so this is not going to be a problem. I generally sleep 8 to 9 hours a night, sometimes 10, but I fall asleep when I'm tired and I wake up naturally. Almost. Sometimes I do wake up to my alarm, but almost all the time I wake up naturally. So each night I'd like to sleep within my chosen sleep window, which is about 7 to 5 a.m. 7 p.m. to 5 a.m., not 7 a.m. to 5 a.m. And then I would like to sleep 7 to 9 hours. I would really actually like to sleep 8 to 9. 7 is too low for me. I need more sleep. I'm a grump if I don't get enough sleep. And then this is where my challenge differs a little bit, because I didn't want to call myself a failure if I missed a checkbox, and I didn't want to sit there and be hard on myself and feel guilty for missing a checkbox, and I didn't want it to be so focused on the checkbox, you know? I didn't want to be so focused on getting it perfect. I didn't want to do that. And so what did I chose this, like, it's a consistency check. I am going to try and figure out a way to put this in the description so that you guys can see this. But my consistency check says I showed up at least 80% of the time. Not 100% of the time. That means if I were to calculate all of this out, I showed up 80%. I got a B. I got a B plus. That's what I got. You can tell I've been a student for a while. I don't want, which is really hard for me because I'm an A plus student. I get hundreds on my tests. I get hundreds on my homework. I am a perfectionist when it comes to student stuff. So this is going to be hard for me, but this is also like, this is where the emotional toughness comes in, because like showing up 80% of the time is fantastic. That's all I need to do right now. I don't need to do more than that. And if I do more than that, wonderful. So I would like to give myself some grace. I'd like to give myself some boundaries around being so mean to myself, because I don't need to be mean to myself about this. Hiking is supposed to be fun, and this is supposed to get me more hiking. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, I'm not, in the grand scheme of things, yes, I would like to lose weight. But no, I don't want to sit there and pick on myself because I haven't lost 25 pounds yet, or whatever it is. I would just like to be strong enough to go on a 10-mile hike and not get out of breath going uphill on small hills, let alone big hills, because I really want to do some big hill hikes. I adjusted my workout when I needed. Today's a great example. Today's a fantastic example. I got 20 minutes this morning, so I'm going to do 30 minutes this afternoon. No one's gonna die if I do 20 minutes this morning and 30 minutes this afternoon. This is not a life or death situation. This is, I'm flexible, and I can, it still counts. It still gets me my minutes. It still gets me I'm at 200% of my intensity minutes for the week. You are supposed to get 150 minutes of active workouts per week. There's, the difference between moderate and vigorous counts more. But I'm at 200% of that. I'm at 300 minutes for the week. So, am I going to feel bad that I'm doing 30 minutes this afternoon and 20 minutes this morning? No, I'm not even going to feel bad if I do 20 minutes this afternoon and 20 minutes this morning. That's still fantastic. I adjusted my workout around what my body needed, around what my time schedule needed, and around what my family needed from me, because this isn't just about me, it's also about them. I can't just do this challenge and forget I have a family and forget that they need food or to get to school or whatever it is. So there needs to be adjustments. And this one's really important. I avoided all or nothing thinking. Ariel, I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to anyone who needs this. I don't need to check off every box. I don't need to check off every box. Not every box needs to be checked. Okay? Hope we got that. I don't know if I got that, honestly. But it's about consistency, not perfection. It's about doing it on the regular, not doing it just because I have to. It's because I want to be an avid hiker. I want to do 10-mile hikes. And I can't do that without training. I would not run a marathon without training for it. So why would I try to walk half of one without training for it? So let's train for that. And then we have a little bit of a weekly theme here that like I want to just be mindful of, that like to keep like this intentional. And the first week is consistency over intensity. So I don't want to like burn myself out because I'm trying to walk up the biggest hill on the first week. Like, it is a bit of a problem because I realized my treadmill does not tell me what my incline is. I don't know if it's broken or what, but I'm just guessing what my incline is. But I don't want to burn out because I'm trying to do that twice a day, every day, or whatever. I don't want to burn out. So I want to focus next week, which is when I'm starting this, on just doing the workouts, just getting it done, just getting the 10,000 steps, just getting the workouts in, the 3 strength training, and the 3 endurance, just getting those in. That's it. And then the second week is strength for hills. So that would be like focusing on this, like my strength performance, upping my weights, which I'm already doing really good on. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing fantastic there. Focusing on incline walking, focusing on not too much incline walking, focusing on getting more running in, longer runs, so that my lungs are increasing power. Those kinds of things. Week 3, endurance and pace. So just walking, getting my, like this is where I would probably try to get 14 to 15,000 steps a week. We'll see. If I'm feeling really good for 2 weeks on doing 10,000, I might try to up it then. So endurance and pace would be a good one because I'm trying to get longer walks in, which is my endurance. I could also walk faster on some of them, my pace. And then week 4, this is another, I just really enjoy this. And it's enjoyment and reflection. So just like, why am I in the gym? And do I enjoy what I'm doing? Like, if I hate a workout, is there a workout that I have incorporated that I absolutely despise doing? Like, I want to focus on that so I can take it out and put something else in, because I don't want to be miserable. If you hate kettlebell swings, why are you doing kettlebell swings? You know? Like, what? So I don't want to do a workout that I'm miserable in. I am struggling a little bit on the treadmill walking. It has been not too terribly cold outside, but it has been pretty wintry, and there's been some freezing rain, and there's been a lot of ice sheets going on, black ice. And so it's been kind of dangerous to walk outside, and so I've been walking. Well, I need to figure out the best way to keep myself motivated. I have a TV in the garage where I work out. You're gonna be seeing this in one of the next videos, but I have a TV in there so I could put like a nature background on there. But I do enjoy watching a video. The problem is like, I don't watch much TV anymore. There's not a lot that keeps my interest. There's less YouTube videos that I'm enjoying than before. I just like seem to be moving away from even being on YouTube. Like, if you haven't watched some of my previous videos, I haven't been on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook in any manner, shape, way, or form since June of 2024. And so maybe I'm just moving away from YouTube at this point, watching YouTubes. I don't know if yet about getting rid of videos. There's some thoughts processing. But yeah, so we'll see. But anyways, and then I have a notes section just for like if I have anything that I'm like, hated this workout or whatever, which I also have a section in my the app that I keep track of my workouts in. And then at the bottom of all of this, there's just a little reminder that says missing a box is not failure. Progress comes from consistency, not perfection. And that's what this whole entire challenge is about. Is I don't want to be some perfect all-star athlete. I am never going to be that. In fact, I started working out when I was 35. That's when I got consistent. And I guess 34. And so, you know, I'm never going to be the all-star athlete, but I would like to get to a place where I feel good walking up a hill and I'm not out of breath, and that my asthma is so well in control that I can run a mile, you know, and all of these things are helping that. And so this is where my teeny habits come in. And I'm just going to do these teeny little habits every day. Really, it only takes about, I mean, altogether, aside from like cooking meals, like it really only takes about an hour to do all of this stuff. Everything else is kind of like interspersed throughout my day already as a habit. I just need to like check it off or whatever. So, yeah, so I look forward to bringing you along for some of my workouts and some of my hikes and all of that stuff, and just, you know, let's be consistent, not perfect. Let's shoot for 80% of these boxes, not 100%. And if you want to join me, you don't have to do the hike. You could change it to a run. You could change it to a basketball game. You could change it to a volleyball game. You could change it to ice skating. You could change it to a trampoline park, like dance session, yoga session, whatever you want. Like whatever your goal is currently for physical health, what you would like to do more of, put it in here and let's do it. Like all you have to do is edit this. I'll try to put it in the description. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll figure it out before this goes up. But yeah, so if you'd like to join me, let me know in the comments. And if not, I'll be doing this alone, whether or not you join me. And yeah, I look forward to seeing the next one, and remember to be kind to yourself, because that is what I am trying to do right now, is to remember to be kind to myself. So let's do it together.